Hello dears, and welcome back to the channel Benidorm by Anna, where we show you and tell you a lot of interesting and useful things that you might need or want to know from Spain and Benidorm's region. Today, as every Monday and Friday, we have the latest news update. And some of the news from today's news update you might find quite shocking. So stay with us up until the end to know what is going on right now in Spain and Benidorm. First of all, I want to talk to you about the situation in the airports with the strike from Ryanair and Easyjet. The strikes and delays are continuing throughout the whole month of July, and we don't know if they're going to be put for August as well. We'll see. Right now, Ryanair is on strike starting from today, Monday, up until Thursday inclusive. And Easyjet starts to strike from basically this weekend. So the whole week will be marked with strikes of one or the other company. Both of the companies have affected severely some airports more than others. I must say that in Alicante Airport, the one that we have in here, the closest to Benidorm, we did not notice so many cancelled flights. There are less issues than in a lot of other airports. Severely affected airports are Balearic Islands and Barcelona, for example. This is where you can have way more cancelled flights. In total, there are more or less 250 flights that have been cancelled during this strike. Basically, the main issue is that the company doesn't want to negotiate with the workers, and one of the companies has even finished the contract, let's say it like that, for 7 of their workers for their total legal right to go on strike. They just basically fired them for going on strike, which is not fair. Companies don't want to negotiate, and workers are still going on strike and continuing with it at least up until the end of July. In Alicante Airport, the main issue are not the flight cancellations. However, for British tourists, the main issue is to pass the check and the security check, passport check, before the flight will actually depart. After Brexit, the control for the passengers, for British passengers, is not as strict, you know, but still there is like a separate lane for it. And the workers who work there, they're police officers actually. They're not just security gate workers. They are a national police. What is happening is that from the 47 places that needed to be covered, only 16 are covered, so less than a half, which is why there are such a huge delays in there. So come with time, don't stress yourselves, that's normal. These queues are normal sometimes, especially when a lot of flights are departing or arriving, for example, all together. So you need to be just really thoughtful about the time that you will have. The second news that I wanted to share with you all is something that I've started to hear for about like a few weeks ago, but it wasn't something that I've actually seen with my own eyes up until yesterday's evening. This is something that we did not expect on happening, and some people might like it, others might not. And this is limitation for the consumption time in bars and restaurants. Throughout whole Spain, it might be happening, and it started to happen already. I've seen some of posts on social media from Barcelona, I've seen some from Malaga, from Alicante, from Benidorm as well. Even though here it's not as common, but it starts to grow more and more. Bars and restaurants owners are starting to limit the amount that you are kind of allowed to spend on whether just a consumption like a drink, or for a meal like for lunch or dinner at their place. How crazy is that? From one side, it's something that we might understand because there is a huge amount of tourists right now. There are way less workers. So there are queues at some of the places waiting for the free table, you know. So in this particular case, it's good that they limit the time, because you can actually say, okay, in 1 hour, I will have 2 more tables free. So you can let people know, you know, that in 1 hour you will have these tables and pre-book them for them. However, from the other side, people are not used to it. So if you are coming to a bar, for example, in some of the places, what they do is they limit the amount of time for a drink for 30 minutes. So basically you will have just 30 minutes to have a coffee, a cocktail, tea, some kind of a drink, doesn't matter, whenever you don't eat anything, okay? And 1.5 hours, at some places they've even put it like 1 hour to have lunch or dinner. After that time, you'll just need to let the table free for the next people that want to sit down. Let me know what you think about this, because I'm quite sure that there'll be mixed comments in here. Let us know if you feel comfortable with this decision of some of the bars and restaurants. It's not going to be overall like massively happening. However, some places started to do so. And it's legal each time when it's properly advertised. So they cannot tell you whenever you sit down, you have a drink, you're eating, they cannot tell you afterwards like you have to leave because we have a limit of 1.5 hours for lunch or dinner. No. And also it's not valid if you have like a small sign somewhere invisible in the location where you are at. It needs to be on the entrance, clearly visible, big board stating clearly what it is and the time limitation. Then they are actually doing something legal. They are authorized to do so, you know. But if it's not the case, they are not supposed to limit the time. To be honest with you, if it's going to be happening here in Benidorm, from one side it's good because all people will be able to visit their favorite places, you know, but from the other side, having a limitation, and that's what a lot of people are saying, having a limitation on the time that you are able to spend just lets it be something that is controlled. You know, you cannot fully relax, just sit down, enjoy your company of your friends or relatives or your loved ones with a nice drink or food, because you'll be constantly checking the time. It's like a timer, you know, ticking. You'll be constantly checking and thinking about it, you know, because, okay, 20 minutes left and I still have that. Oh my God, I don't have time left. I'm going to be eating fast, you know. It's just not how you want things to be if you're going to some nice place to have a snack or a nice drink. Let me know what you think about that. And the last news that I wanted to share with you all about is the interesting change of habits right now that is happening with the tourism, with especially international tourism here in the area. People are spending more money right now than they actually used to do even pre-pandemics. They're spending more money since 2015. That's like an absolute record, which is really great for our region. However, people are also staying less days than they usually have been staying in our region. Let us know for how many days you are coming here to the area. Would be really interesting to know. I know a lot of you are coming for your own properties here that you have in the area, Benidorm, Albir. By the way, when I was filming the video for Albir, I've met one of my lovely subscribers. I think her name was Wendy. I'm not really good with the names, but I'm pretty sure that was the name. They have their place here in Albir, and they've been here for 4 weeks, and finally 2 days before their departure, we met casually, just passing through the street. We even made a picture together. It was really nice to meet you guys. So every time you see me, don't be afraid, I'm not biting, just say hi, and I'll be really happy to meet you guys. So even here, people are coming for a short amount of time right now, especially if it's a hotel or rented apartment. Before, it was on average 9 days of stay, but right now it's only 7. Obviously, it's understandable because even though people want to get out for holidays as crazy, you know, some people were not traveling for 2-3 years right now, and they have this little amount of money that they want to spend desperate on holidays because they need the change of air, the change of location, to distress, you know, to relax a little bit, to enjoy slightly more, because these years were quite rough for almost all of us. And they're spending all this money, but with the price rise, with the rise for the nightly rate for a lot of the hotels and apart hotels, people just find it difficult, and they prefer to minimize the time but maximize the total feel that they get, you know, from this. They're doing a lot more activities, they're going out more for dinner, so they're just implementing the same amount of money slightly differently, not for a hotel, but just to enjoy and to relax and to see more things in our lovely region. The two nationalities that have most contributed for the growth of the economy right now, that have left basically more money in our region, are obviously British tourists, without a doubt. That's like one of the most common nationalities that love visiting our region. Well, you know it already, what else do I have to say? And also people from Germany, which is surprising. Before it was national tourism, but right now British and German people are the ones who are visiting this area the most, and they are who are spending the most amount of money. And some families and people coming here, some tourists, are spending even 4 times more than they used to spend previously. Obviously, it's due to the rise of prices. Once again, partially that's the reason, but also people just want to have fun and they want to explore more. They want to spend more money on leisure time as it is, and less on the hotels and on airplane tickets. We are quite busy. Beach areas are just full of people, bars and restaurants, terraces, city centers, the old town. Everything is really busy, and it's about to get even more busy because August is the busiest month of all. This is when more national tourists are flooding to our area, and it's when all the parkings will be collapsed and all the park areas as well. So be careful with that if you're coming with a rented car. About the tax, I also want to say that right now, slowly but surely, more cities and touristic areas are pronouncing themselves regarding the tax. And while political parties actually say that it's non-negotiable, that it will be put in place, the mayors of different areas are saying that they don't agree with it. One thing is that they don't agree on implementing this tax, but the other thing is that if it will actually be obligatory to put it in place. 2 years still will pass up until this tax will officially take place here in Valencian community. So don't stress yourselves. It's a lot of time for political parties still, and a lot of things might change. They might change the law, they might even cancel it, who knows. For right now, it's been confirmed. However, 2 years, it's a whole life for politics. So we'll see, and hopefully something will change for the better. And now let's talk about the weather. What is waiting for all those of you who will be coming to Spain shortly? And what is waiting for you is still the second wave. Even though the meteorologists say that the second wave is slowly disappearing, but still it's really hot here in the area. It's kind of a normal temperature for the end of July, beginning of August. It's the warmest, the hottest month of the whole year. So you need to be prepared for what you're coming for. Even so, there are alerts almost in all areas here in Spain, including the islands. And people need to take care of themselves because the heat stroke, you know, the heat wave is real. It is happening. And on these few heat waves that we've had, more than 260 people have suffered and went to emergency due to the heat wave and like the sun heat, you know. So bear that in mind when you are traveling right now to Spain. In general, these coming days here, it's going to be sunny. There is not going to be any single cloud at all in the sky. However, on the north parts, as you can see on this map, there's going to be some more clouds coming, and slowly but surely it will go towards the center and north of the Mediterranean Sea, where Catalonia is more or less. Here, stable, sunny, and really hot. Talking about the temperatures, we are finishing kind of the second heat wave right now. It's really extensive, and at least in quite a few parts of Spain, the temperature still will be really high, reaching 46 degrees at some points of this week. For example, right now here it's going to be around 33-34 degrees on the sunshine. However, with the humidity that we have, the real feel is even more. So it's really difficult to stay on the sun, on the extreme sun on midday here outside without any kind of protection, cold water, sun hat, anything, you know, or a shade to protect yourself, because the sun is really aggressive. By the way, take this sunscreen with you and apply it as well, because sunburns are also happening like literally everywhere we look. The rest of the temperatures in Alicante, it's going to be slightly warmer, around 34 degrees. In Barcelona, 30. In Granada, will be around 39, so really hot. In Malaga, 33. Sevilla, 36. Madrid, 39, because Madrid is not cooling fast enough during the night time, which is when the temperatures are rising from then onwards. Murcia, 37. In Balearic Islands, 36 today, so really hot. There is an orange alert due to heat in there. Canarian Islands from 24 to 30, and Valencia 33 degrees. By the way, the water temperature is shockingly hot. It's 27.5 degrees, 27.5 degrees water temperature in July. This is the absolute record that we've hit only like in 2015-16, more or less, and that's it. So it might be true what experts said, we will hit 30 degrees water temperature here in Benidorm, which is going to be devastating for the marine life, for the sea life. I'm quite sure about that. But it is what it is. We have more heat waves coming each year. There are more extense, temperatures are more aggressive as well. We just need to learn how to live with that and deal with it. But the sea is really hot already. Those of you who will be coming to Benidorm, if you were coming the previous years, you will definitely see the difference with the water temperature. The temperatures will remain really high right now, and all this entire week they will be more or less rising, slowing down and rising again. Here we will have around 34, 35, that's going to be the average temperature in Benidorm area in general, in Alicante region as well. And south points of Spain will reach 46. So yeah, protect ourselves, drink a lot of water to hydrate yourselves. If you're on the outside, don't drink like ice water too much, because the experts recommend to drink water slightly like cool, but not like ice one, because if you have a really high temperature on your body and you put something really cold inside, the shock between the difference of the two temperatures might cause indigestion and really serious issues. So bear that in mind if you will be here in our area for your holidays. I wish you an amazing time during your vacations here in Spain and Benidorm area if you're coming soon, and we'll see each other on Wednesday with a new video from our favorite of all, Benidorm area. I'll see you then. Bye.